Have you ever felt that subtle shift in the way a woman looks at you, almost like she's sending signals that only your intuition can catch? Maybe it's a glance that lingers just a little too long, or a laugh that feels warmer than usual when you're around. Most men overlook these moments, dismissing them as coincidence or imagination. But what if I told you that women give far more signals than they ever say out loud, and that these signals are often consistent patterns of behavior when a woman is genuinely attracted to you? Before we go deeper, I want you to take a moment and be honest with yourself. Are you ready to recognize these signals, even if they make you confront your own doubts or insecurities? Because understanding them isn't just about noticing affection, it's about understanding human psychology and connection. And there's something profound here that most men miss. Women rarely express interest in the way movies or social media suggest. It's subtle, it's layered, and it's often masked as friendship. One of the reasons these signs are easy to miss is that they're rooted in natural female psychology. Women are socialized to be cautious with their feelings, especially when it comes to expressing romantic interest. So the cues they send are indirect, often hidden in everyday behavior. They watch, they listen, and they test the emotional landscape before revealing anything overt. A man who isn't paying attention or who is expecting grand gestures will almost certainly miss the clues. And this is where a lot of men feel stuck, thinking they're just friends when, in reality, the dynamic is shifting towards something more. The signals I'm about to describe are not universal. They vary from woman to woman, but they represent consistent patterns that emerge when there's genuine attraction. What's important is how you observe them, calmly, thoughtfully, and without jumping to conclusions or overanalyzing. This is not about manipulation or decoding a puzzle. It's about tuning into a subtle, emotional dialogue that exists between people. Learning to recognize these signals can change the way you interact, not by making her like you, but by making your presence more aligned with who she already is and what she may already feel. And here's the quiet truth most men never realize. When a woman is interested, it's rarely just about appearance or charm. It's about energy, attention, comfort. She's evaluating whether being close to you feels emotionally safe and stimulating at the same time. She's checking whether you notice the little things, whether you respond to subtle cues, and whether your presence evokes a sense of calm excitement. That's what genuine attraction looks like, far beyond what words can express. So, if you've ever wondered why some connections seem to exist just below the surface, this is your chance to understand the underlying psychology. Over the next several minutes, I want to guide you through 11 specific behaviors women exhibit when they see you as more than a friend, behaviors that are often invisible to the untrained eye. By noticing them, you won't just be reading signals, you'll be understanding the emotional patterns that shape desire, connection, and intimacy. And if this resonates with you so far, consider liking this video and subscribing. It helps me continue sharing insights like this. Because what I'm about to reveal is subtle, yes, but incredibly powerful, and it's likely to change the way you see your interactions forever. The first sign a woman is more than just a friend is how she prioritizes her time around you. Not in a dramatic or obvious way, but in the quiet choices she makes. Think about it. She's busy. She has obligations, responsibilities, friends, and commitments. Yet somehow she finds herself adjusting her schedule to include you. Maybe it's sending a message when she knows you're free, or suggesting to meet up at a time that's convenient for you, even if it's not the most convenient for her. She's making a small, conscious effort to be present in your life. And this isn't about obligation or habit. This is about genuine interest, the kind that requires emotional bandwidth, and she's willing to spend it on you. The second sign is her energy shifts when you're together. You might notice subtle changes in her voice, her laughter, the way she moves in your presence. There's warmth that goes beyond friendliness, a lightness, a playfulness, a spark of curiosity. Her attention is more focused on you than on anyone else around her, and the way she interacts feels intentionally engaging. It's not just about flattery, it's about how her body language and tone unconsciously communicate comfort, attraction, and openness. This is instinctual behavior, and women do it naturally when they feel drawn to someone emotionally. Third, she remembers details you didn't expect her to notice. The kind of details most people forget: your small preferences, the jokes you've made once, the stories you've casually mentioned. She doesn't just remember for the sake of memory, she remembers because she's genuinely invested in you, in understanding who you are. This demonstrates a level of emotional attention that goes beyond casual friendship. It's her subconscious saying, "I care about you, I want to know you, and I notice when something about you changes." Men often underestimate the importance of these small cues, but they are incredibly revealing when it comes to emotional attachment. Fourth, she creates opportunities for physical proximity, even subtly. This doesn't mean overt gestures or obvious flirtation. It's the way she chooses to sit near you, leans slightly closer during conversation, or touches your arm lightly in moments that feel natural. These micro moments of touch and closeness are her way of testing comfort, establishing connection, and signaling that she's open to something more. Human beings are wired to respond to these subtle forms of intimacy long before any words are spoken. When you notice them, it's an indication she values your presence on a level beyond friendship. Finally, in this early stage, she shares things she doesn't share with others: her fears, frustrations, dreams, and vulnerabilities. She's not doing this casually, she's selectively opening herself to you. This shows a trust that goes beyond the surface, a quiet acknowledgement that she feels emotionally safe in your presence. Women rarely allow themselves to reveal vulnerability unless there's a deeper level of interest or connection. When you see this, it's a strong signal. She's testing whether you can meet her emotionally, whether you're attuned, and whether this could evolve into something more meaningful. These behaviors, prioritizing time, shifting energy, remembering details, seeking subtle proximity, and sharing vulnerability, are all early indicators that you're no longer just a friend in her mind, but they are just the beginning. There are layers beneath these actions that reveal even stronger signs of attraction, and if you learn to recognize them, you'll see the patterns clearly. If this resonates so far, make sure to hit like and subscribe. You won't want to miss the deeper insights coming next. Another clear sign a woman is more than just a friend is how she engages with your life beyond surface conversation. She doesn't just ask questions out of politeness, she asks because she genuinely wants to know who you are, what you care about, and how you feel. She follows up on small things you've shared days or even weeks earlier, and her curiosity is not casual, it's consistent. This demonstrates emotional investment, and it's a behavior that almost never occurs if she's only thinking of you as a friend. When someone is emotionally attracted, they seek connection on a deeper level. They want to understand your world, not just spend time in it. Closely related is the way she shows subtle jealousy or protective instincts when others enter your life in certain ways. This isn't about dramatic displays or accusations. It's in the quiet shifts: a slight pause when you talk about another woman, a gentle teasing, or a tone that indicates she cares more than she's letting on. These reactions are often subconscious, but they reveal that your attention matters to her in a way that goes beyond friendship. Men often miss these cues because they're soft, easy to rationalize, or dismissed as overthinking, but they're emotionally significant. She may also offer help or support in unexpected ways. This isn't about doing favors. It's about her showing attentiveness to your needs and comfort. Maybe she notices when you're stressed and sends a supportive message, or she takes initiative to make your day easier without you asking. This behavior is rooted in care, and care is a form of attraction. Women often express interest through acts that create emotional closeness, showing that your well-being matters to them personally. Another sign is her use of humor and playful teasing. Not every woman does this, but when she does, pay attention. She may poke fun at you gently, challenge you in conversation, or create inside jokes that only the two of you understand. This is her way of establishing a unique connection and building intimacy. Humor becomes a social tool for women, a way to test chemistry and emotional alignment. If she's doing this consistently with you, it's rarely accidental. She's invested in your dynamic and enjoys the subtle tension that comes with closeness. Finally, she often initiates contact without external prompting. In today's world, where messages and calls are easy to ignore, the effort to reach out consistently, especially for no reason other than to connect, is a powerful signal. She doesn't need a reason to talk. Her interest is the reason. Whether it's sharing a song, commenting on something you said, or just checking in, her initiation reflects a genuine desire to maintain emotional connection. All of these signs, the curiosity about your life, subtle protective instincts, unexpected support, playful engagement, and consistent initiation, paint a picture of someone who sees you differently than just a friend. These are behaviors rooted in emotional attraction, subtle yet powerful, and when combined, they reveal a pattern that's difficult to ignore if you know what to look for. If you're noticing even a few of these patterns in your interactions, it's worth pausing and observing the bigger picture. And as we continue, I'll reveal even more unmistakable signals that move beyond emotional closeness to real romantic interest. If this resonates, take a moment to like this video and subscribe, because the next signals I'll discuss are the ones that are most often missed, but make the biggest difference. One of the most telling signs that a woman wants more than friendship is how she mirrors your behavior and energy. You may not notice it consciously, but subtle things happen. She picks up on your gestures, matches your tone of voice, or laughs in sync with your rhythm. Mirroring is an unconscious psychological signal of comfort and attraction. It's her way of aligning herself with you emotionally, creating a sense of connection that feels effortless. When a woman does this consistently, it's not coincidence. She's responding to your presence in a way that signals deeper interest. Another sign is her focused attention during conversations, even over long periods of time. She doesn't just nod or respond politely. She listens deeply, remembers what you say, and asks thoughtful follow-up questions. Her eyes light up when you talk about your passions or experiences, and she makes you feel truly seen. Emotional attraction often starts with this kind of deep, attentive engagement. Most people are used to surface-level interactions, but when she's leaning in, both verbally and non-verbally, she's signaling that you matter to her on a personal and emotional level. Physical cues continue to play a role as well. She may find reasons for casual touch, like brushing your arm, touching your shoulder, or guiding you gently in playful moments. These touches are brief, light, and seemingly spontaneous, yet they are rooted in a desire for closeness. When a woman is testing emotional and physical comfort with you, these micro-interactions are her subtle way of bridging the gap between friendship and something more intimate. The key is in the consistency and naturalness. She isn't forcing it. She's letting it flow naturally in moments that feel safe and meaningful. Another unmistakable signal is her willingness to share personal experiences and emotions that she rarely opens up about with others. She may reveal her fears, frustrations, or moments of vulnerability, not as a complaint, but as a way to connect. Emotional transparency is a sign that she trusts you, and trust is the foundation of attraction. She's gauging whether you can handle her authenticity and whether your reactions make her feel safe and understood. This kind of sharing is not casual. It's a test of emotional alignment, a subtle but powerful form of communication that often speaks louder than words. Finally, she creates private moments intentionally, even in a group setting. She finds ways to pull you aside, engage in side conversations, or make time for one-on-one interaction. These actions signal that she wants your attention specifically and that she values the intimacy of a shared experience. Women who are emotionally invested will create opportunities to deepen connection, often without making it obvious to those around them. When you combine mirroring, attentive listening, subtle touch, emotional transparency, and intentional one-on-one moments, a pattern begins to emerge. One that indicates she sees you as more than just a friend. These signals are often quiet, almost invisible if you're not paying close attention, but they are profoundly revealing when you learn to notice them. If this is resonating with you so far, take a moment to like this video and subscribe. The next section will uncover the behavioral signals that are perhaps the clearest indication that her attraction is real, and that she's hoping for more than friendship. By now, you may be noticing patterns in her behavior, small signals building into something meaningful. But the clearest signs a woman wants more than friendship often reveal themselves in the way she actively includes you in her world. This goes beyond casual conversation or shared activities. She introduces you to the important people in her life, shares her favorite spaces, and invites you to experiences that matter to her. Inclusion is a powerful psychological signal because it reflects trust and a desire to merge parts of her world with yours. When a woman does this, she is subtly communicating that she values your presence and wants to see how compatible you are in the bigger picture of her life. Closely tied to this is how she initiates contact frequently and meaningfully. It's not just a quick hello or a check-in, it's consistent, intentional communication. She shares things that make her think of you, asks questions to learn more about your day, or sends messages that spark conversation without a specific reason. This is one of the most unmistakable signs of interest because it demonstrates a conscious effort to maintain emotional connection. Women rarely invest this kind of energy in someone they see as just a friend. Another significant indicator is her subtle flirtation, often disguised as teasing or playful banter. She may joke in ways that gently challenge you, create inside jokes that only the two of you understand, or find playful ways to grab your attention. This behavior is strategic, though often unconscious. It's a test of emotional chemistry. She's gauging your reactions, seeing how you respond to attention, and creating a shared emotional space that goes beyond casual friendship. If she consistently engages this way, it's a clear marker of attraction. Pay attention to her body language in private versus group settings. When you're alone, she may be more relaxed, touch you casually, or lean in closer. Around others, she may still maintain subtle proximity, but her expressions and gestures soften when she catches your attention. Women are highly attuned to social dynamics, so these nuanced shifts are revealing. The way she adjusts her behavior depending on the situation reflects both interest and an awareness of how to communicate it safely. Finally, the most profound signal of all is emotional vulnerability combined with seeking reassurance. She may share personal challenges or insecurities, then look to you for understanding or validation. This behavior is not about needing constant support. It's about connecting on a deeper level, testing emotional compatibility, and building intimacy. Vulnerability in women is rarely casual. It's purposeful and selective, reserved for people they are truly considering for something more meaningful. When you observe these behaviors together, inclusion in her life, frequent meaningful contact, playful teasing, nuanced body language, and selective vulnerability, you're witnessing a pattern that indicates more than friendship. She's signaling, in multiple ways, that she values your presence, is emotionally attuned to you, and is curious about what a deeper connection might look like. If these insights are resonating, take a moment to like this video and subscribe. In the next section, we'll explore even more subtle, but psychologically powerful signals, the kind that most men completely miss, yet women use to communicate deep attraction every day. By now, you've likely noticed a pattern emerging, a series of behaviors, small and subtle, that together reveal her true feelings. The final signs are the ones most men overlook because they're quiet, indirect, and easy to dismiss if you're not paying attention. One of the clearest is how she values your opinion and seeks your perspective. When she asks for your advice, it's not casual. She's genuinely considering what you say, weighing your thoughts, and often returning to the topics later. This shows emotional investment. She wants to see if your mindset aligns with hers, if your values and insights resonate, and if she can imagine building a closer connection with you. When a woman does this consistently, it's a signal she sees you as someone influential in her emotional world. Another subtle but powerful sign is how she expresses enjoyment simply being near you. You might notice quiet smiles, lingering glances, or moments where her attention naturally returns to you, even when she's distracted. She doesn't need to announce her feelings verbally. Her body communicates what her words may not. Emotional attraction often manifests in these micro behaviors, and they are remarkably revealing if you know how to look for them. Finally, she often tests emotional chemistry through playful or intimate scenarios, sharing a private joke, leaning in slightly closer, or showing excitement when the two of you are alone. These actions are unconscious invitations to gauge your interest and engagement. They are not manipulative. They are her way of exploring whether your connection can shift into something deeper. What ties all of these behaviors together is consistency. It's not one action alone, but the repeated, thoughtful, and attentive ways she engages with you that reveal the truth. Women communicate attraction through patterns, through care, attention, subtle physical cues, emotional openness, and the desire to share life with someone. The truth most men never realize is this: if you've noticed even half of these signals, she already considers you far more than a friend. It's not about grand gestures or declarations. It's about the quiet, persistent ways she allows you into her world. Paying attention, understanding these patterns, and responding with emotional intelligence will change the way you perceive connection forever. If this resonates with you, take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and reflect on your own interactions. Because understanding these signals isn't just about attraction, it's about awareness, empathy, and truly seeing the people around you. And that insight, more than anything, changes everything.